We're live, but I thought I would tell you. There's no everybody yet.
What?
There's no everybody yet. It's just us and the tube of you. I am going to paint up this unmasking. Which I very well. So I got some lighter bit on it.
It's gonna go nice.
So hello, 6 people. I don't know if I should feel good or bad that someone named the Blubbering Idiots liked my channel. But thank you. I appreciate that. Have some latex mask paint down here. I'm going to give this a dry brush and a much lighter color so that the mask will blend in with the other parts, like the gloves. See how it's just browner and less. So by adding some white into this brown down here, I'll get this nice cream color that I will put over top of this guy rather lightly. I just need it to blend in with the other parts. And then there's some inner bits in here that I need to paint because this mask has some depth to it actually. It's got like another set of teeth in the mouth. I normally take that kind of green. So, hope everybody's doing great. Oh, thank you, Chad. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you much. I'm glad you like the tree monster. Hello, Joyce and Oscar. Thank you. Do you mean that I'm looking good, or do you mean that the tree monster's looking good? Because I have been working out. I probably have a little bit of makeup left on because today at work I had to be Carl Cleaver for some commercials we were shooting. So I was in makeup earlier today, and I still have some remnants of that on me. And these, this nice light colors on this will just help this pop. I want to do one of these a little bit sometime. Every one I've done is like a dead creature type, you know, the older, drier looking wood. And I wouldn't mind doing one of these with some greens in it and some browns.
Make it tropical.
Make it tropical. For all those tropical themed haunted houses you hear so much about. Said no one ever. You know, actually, there are some haunted houses in Hawaii. That, and I always think when I hear it, I'm like, why don't they hire me for actor training? Why don't they send me up there? No, I'm going to beautiful Alabama, scenic Alabama, and some other states. I do a lot of actor training and traveling around.
You didn't invite him to London.
That's true. I just got to get enough of there has to be enough of the business in order to make it make sense. Okay, so this brush I'm kind of done with.
London's not.
Just getting another brush. I've not abandoned you.
I'm out of screen.
You're all out of screen. You're so lost without it.
Yeah. Probably think this video is about you.
Okay. Do not to worry. Okay. Oh, we gotta. There we go. Sometimes when I go off camera and come back, there's less people watching because people tune in or what they think I've abandoned them. But I have not abandoned them. I'm right here. I'm going to do this inner wood color here around the eyes. And this, I don't know what state this is. I actually have to get all of my orders and stuff update and figured out as far as what goes shipping again.
Is that where all those boxes are in?
Yes. Actually, Robert, you could take those boxes and put them up on top of the bathroom. That would be very helpful.
Okay. Let's set this back to the original state.
And gang, I'm kind of working. I am going to keep up with comments tonight, best as I can on the phone. So have a little bit of patience. I might not get to your comment right away, but swears I'll get to it.
You need another witch?
Do one more witch, and that'll be the last of the witches.
All right. Isn't that what Torquemada said?
Tell me, Torquemada, what did they say?
Obscure reference.
Mel Brooks, History of the World. Inquisition, what a show. The Inquisition, don't you know? The Inquisition. And now I'm just using a very, very light brown to line the edges of some of these so that they pop a little bit more. And what's it? The arms and the legs and just all of the other pieces of this have already been painted. This one hasn't been painted yet. I haven't because I only want to do this on the head. I cannot control the lighting that this creature will be in. I can only control the paint. So what I'm doing on this creature with paint, what I want people to look at, what I want people to focus on. The head is the big draw. So I'm almost like using a spotlight with paint, or making a spotlight with paint in order to get people's attention to be where I want it on this mask. And these little white lines, they don't look out of place, but they will pop and allow the viewer's eye to catch these details. And I see if a question popped up, at least one. Get right to it. Mice have gotten into my latex mask collection. Bleach to clean. You can use bleach, just clean off with soapy water after that. Don't let it sit in the bleach for a long time. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate it. Hello, Scott. Yes, I got to wash my head for falling boxes. Thank you, Line Cook. Line Cook Thor 2006. I always want to ask about names and where they came from. Hey, Ben. From Benton, PA. Awesome. Don't feel abandoned. I came right back. Well, very cool, Dragon's Blood. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you're still here. I never know. But you guys are awesome. Let's go ahead here. And I hit one edge of the teeth on the top. I'll knock out the bottom now. And again, I'm trying to paint this in a way so the parts I want to feature draws attention. All right, I think that just about does it for this type of color. I'm going to grab a little bit of green and punch in some green in here in that chin area.
You get to the point you're going to get one out there. Yeah.
Need the Velcro. It's all about the Velcro, the Velcro. Rob.
Thank you.
So I feel like I was really punched in this kidney back here. And I wasn't, so I don't know why I feel that way. But it hurts like the dickens.
Well, we're still dealing with it. Physical fallout from the weekend.
Yeah, we had a show this weekend. Our werewolf show was this weekend, and it went well, as they are wont to do. Had a great time. Had a decent turnout, actually. It was busy enough. It was always good.
I enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite shows. First show I ever worked at Dark Hour was Dog Days.
Dog Days, werewolf show. I love me some werewolves.
I was at the sewer listening to Ed
Yes. I only hung out there for 20 minutes, so
So you haven't heard it what?
yeah, about 40 times. I hung out more on the other side of the door, where I could hear a young actress named Trisha Romo say, "If you ever Baba Lupina," and that line is in our story script because it is a homage to the TV show Werewolf from the 80s.
The 80s were magical.
The 80s were a magical time, and not just because of drugs. Says the guy who doesn't do any drugs.
That was Is that Lexi?
No. Hello, Michael J. Lassiter. And hello, Dragon's Blood 2007.
Lassiter's great.
He is. Lassiter's on a lot.
Are we on Facebook or YouTube?
We are on the YouTubes. If someone who's a red suck, I wouldn't mind that at all. But no one has to, of course. All right, so this guy is painted up. I feel like this is ready to go. I don't want to put any of these notes, the green, anywhere else. I want that to be just on the face, and I want that to highlight what he is. That way, it's like I made a spotlight for his head with the with paint. So his head will, it's made, obviously made the same way, but there is his body. Robert, can you go point that camera up, because I just did this and no one can see.
Yes.
Actually, you could even hand me that whole tripod.
Okay.
Straight up is fine. Perfecto. See, now that's the chest piece, and there's a back piece back there, and that's the head. See how the head pops a little more? It's got these little flecks of white in it. They're not out of place, and the little pops of green. Not out of place, but they do set it apart just a little bit.
You know, it's not, it wouldn't be off to make it really bright color. A lot of plants attract their prey by being color.
That's true, but I figure most folks will use this as a camouflage scare.
Probably.
Up. You know, I want to help them by making it blend in as much as possible. Glossifier, glossifier, da 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 da. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you sharing that on Hunter's Hangout. Much appreciated. In an effort to keep us comfortable here in the shop, a lot of air moving, and that means things are drying very fast. So I'm actually able to go from painting it with latex paints to glossifier. Now the back of the head has CR back there. That looks pretty good. I don't normally draw a lot of attention to the back of the heads of things, so there. All right, he has a head, he has two hands. Chicka-bow, chicka-bow, bow. He had, wait, oh yeah, he has two hands. And he has a chest piece and a back piece, and those are the two pieces for the stilts over there. Perfect. And you've got one that's coming out of the mold there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, get that out today, get that trimmed up, and then we'll paint it.
Do you think it needs another layer? It looks like it.
I bet it's fun as a stilt cover, Rob,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and I think that's its intent.
I hear you.
Front piece, back piece.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. We have all the pieces for the tree creature. We have some assembly to do on him, but that should go. Happy days. All right. So, what else do we have? I need to get this table cleaned off. Haunt season is starting out here in Japan too. Actually, ghosts come out in August here. One of my understandings, you can do it, is that one of the reasons that haunted houses are popular is because it happens during Japan's summertime, and all the haunted houses have air conditioners. Is that true? That was something that I read. I thought that might be a little cray-cray, but I don't know.
Sounds right.
All right, so this table here, I want to get completely clean so that I can work on the next project.
Gotcha.
You check. Have about 5 minutes of me cleaning this table off, but that I tell everybody who will listen that about 90% of pro haunting is sweeping, mask making, lots of cleaning up.
It's not all latex and glory.
It is not all latex and glory. Garbage. Garbage. Airbrush. I have a couple orders for apocalypse masks. I have some apocalypse masks going to Germany. I have some apocalypse masks going to other states.
Time is 6:22.
6:22 and all's well.
So my 8 is actually,
What's that?
my 8 is actually perfect.
You had some moist days, so you might go to 8 tonight. I'll actually need this for my masks I'm working on. These guys can go.
I'm giving you rusting.
I'm not rusting yet, I'm just doing the assembly of them.
The reason I ask is I want to make sure you're wearing a mask.
Aha! Sure, you trying to keep me alive and stuff? That was awesome. It's always fun to figure out why your body is doing weird things. And at one point in time, it was all the rust I was breathing in from rusting up apocalypse masks.
It was, how shall we say, slowing things down.
Oh yeah. Clogging up the works worse than cheese.
Are you going to need the soldering iron?
Yeah, I probably will.
So I'll
I
leave-
did the soldering iron on the floor because the floor is concrete and the soldering iron is very hot. And having it be on the floor will ensure that it doesn't catch anything on fire.
One can hope.
Even if I accidentally leave it plugged in and unattended, sitting on the concrete, it shouldn't be a problem.
I just research found an actor training exercise I think might be fun.
What's it like?
It's called a knock.
Okay.
You're giving yeah, that's it. You're giving it's a way to create health. So basically you give a character and the only way they can express who they are is through a knock and then they enter the room and you're supposed to figure out who or what they are. So, case in point, real easy, basic form, a cop knock, or a salesman, or a cat knock, or a dog knock. Everybody has to, they draw a name out of a hat and they have to do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way people
No.
hear your reply.
No, you won't hear come in.
You won't hear come in.
If it's a German.
If it's a German.
All right, look, a clean table. Isn't that exciting? Cleaning the table, we lost 6 viewers.
Did you?
Because cleaning the table is boring. I don't blame you guys. I don't blame you at all. Not even a little. Okay.
Wow. It's right there.
All right, so they have a holiday called Oban. Basically, ghosts come back to see their graves. And if it's neat, it's okay. But if it's not, they come back as Yuri.
Yes.
Yuri.
Yes. Angry.
Angry ghosts.
Love Japanese.
Think of the girl from The Ring. I remember hearing that in a couple different Japanese horror movies, so that's very cool. Hi, everybody, and greetings from across the pond here in Derry City, North Ireland. Hello. Hello, that Disney guy. Yes, I am looking forward towards Halloween. All right. So let's get here. And I have a couple helmets that I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to turn these into masks. And I want to get a head form and put them on. There. Don't quite have enough grip to pick it up, but they have enough grip to knock it over. I just got to catch it. Got this from Richard Teach out at Asylum Props. It's a nice, like a urethane of some kind. I like it. It's also a good size. It's not a tiny head. And that's a concern when you're doing mace.
That's that again.
A head like Sputnik. It's round but pointy in places. And it's huge, huge pillow.
Got the rice on.
Go, and that makes sure that this will fit a good sized head. Wonderful. Okay. Of course, I have a whole folder full of ideas and looks and references for these guys that I don't have here. You kind of to just adjust them a little bit. Hey Rob, will you pop down?
Occupy the
Videoly committed. It's like chemically committed, only it's the live YouTube. What I have been liking doing is using the goggles to kind of hold everything together. Get a Sharpie. I just drew on half of it, like that. So I can open this up and cut it. Then I'll fold it over and draw the other half, and it'll be even. You always want to consider the bevel that you're putting into it. Putting a bevel, you're aware of it. It's going to have a lot of material show. It'll look thicker than you want it to if you're not careful. So just be aware of how you're cutting it. I know that that was folded over. I'm going to have that same shape. This will look a little bit like a frickin' fighter pilot helmet. And that's okay. Cutting a little piece out right here so I can put that together. And it makes a curve in there like automatically, which is nice. So it's not especially hot tonight in the shop, but it is humid, very humid today. It rained north of us, and it might rain on us later. Right now, it's not raining. I am running low on 1-inch brushes. It's time for me to go take a trip. Get me some more. Wunderbar. And I want to grab a few more cuts in the bottom here too, because I want to in on the chin also. I'll put that together. Yeah, that'll be nice. Great. Let's get this together. We use a couple different kinds of foam to vary up the thicknesses. And I bought some goggles. I'm going to get these goggles corrected so they can be worn in a haunted house. Pretty much anything that you wear with lenses that goes over your eye. Sorry. Look at that. Sweet, Scott. Thank you for that link. I appreciate it. Hello, Golden Carrot. Sweet name, Golden Carrot. So this one doesn't have a center stripe made for it. I'm going to grab myself another hunk of foam. hunk another foam. Woo. Woo. Hunk of foam. Are made out of this thick 3/8 inch foam, but I have a lot of other pieces that I can use for. Nice wide piece there. Thing okay?
Yeah. Now I gotta make you a lot of paint.
What kind of paint?
It's expensive.
Oh, the stuff you made last week didn't last?
No, they didn't make, unless there's something.
You tried those 2 bottles over there?
I think they're empty, but I'm gonna check them. They're not. Empty. Maybe they put it in weird. Dry it out. Yeah, no. Yeah, I need to make you some paint.
Okay. So throw up on that dollar store list up there. I need a bigger container for paint. We're doing a lot of basing out, and that really makes you go through the black.
Is that on the dry erase board?
This sheet of paper there.
Oh, you got black latex paint on here already.
No, I don't need black latex paint. I need a big container to hold it. Okay, so this piece here ought to be ready to go as far as gluing up. It's as simple as pressing it together now. See how that puts a little curve in it? I did not cut those even, so I can trim that now. Wonderful. So one of the things that I lack in my home shop that I use a lot at work is I need the screw-on lid to an oxygen bottle. Those lids are nice domes, and because it's a metal dome, I can heat this up on a hot with a heat gun, and then form it over that dome and really get the shape that I want. With all the stuff for apocalypse masks, which should be in the other room.
Yeah, I know.
And take those goggles and start prepping goggles. Remember how you busted the lenses out and went from there? The goggles are to be kind of key to holding this sucker all together.
Look at that, all the apocalypse at once.
There you go.
Now you've got some mason bits here already set to go.
Yeah, but I'll need a couple more. And I should have more goggles in there.
Those are already made.
Wonderful.
You want them?
Yeah, we'll use those on this guy. In there. Wear these and I can see just fine even when I do that. But it's not going to fog up because screen doesn't fog up. Got these off of Amazon. They're very inexpensive. And they also do me the favor of holding this whole helmet on and together. Yeah, we hot glue it in. All right, so I think that is how that's going to look. See how that's going to read nice? I am going to put that up. You come here and take a look at this. I want you to mark this out, up.
Okay.
Got me?
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave you with them for a minute because my wife just got home from work. I'm going to say hi to her. Don't forget to talk to people every now and then.
Hi, people.
Touch the button to look at comments.
Touch the button to look at comments.
Like to. Introduce yourself, Jason.
And it's come out. Decided the new armature sculpted start. It's really frustrating. Any tips for when you start again? Take your time. I'm not a great sculptor. Alan's a sculptor. I do okay. I'm not great. How far? Really? That does not work. So, hello everybody. I know that I'm lucky to be here, working in Alan's shop and working at Dark Hour. I have a great time with it. So, if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. If anybody wants to know what happened to my face, I ran into a wall. Friday night. I was in a full prosthetic, and somehow I still managed to do it. Ran right into a wall. It was fantastic. Didn't even realize I was injured. I went to the bathroom. Somebody saw that I was bleeding. Said, hey, you need to go to the EM. But they made me do it anyway. Very concerned about safety at Dark Hour. Don't want anybody to get hurt. Still manages to happen though. It's because it's an aggressive show. We're werewolves. We go hard. We go hard. Now, let's do a little bit of this. Looks up pretty good. I'm putting dots on here so I know where to keep the glue. Every little bit. And there and there. Keep checking. Pretty effing cool. Again, Chad Smith. When you start over, just take your time. It's not a race. I mean, unless you're trying to fill an order for somebody, take your time. Make it what you want. Resource materials. Find the kind of style of werewolf or wolfman that you want to do, and just spend your time. What you use. If you don't like it, you can start over. You can just scrape it and go again. I'm working on a sculpt at home, and I've got all the time in the world on it. You know, I don't have a deadline. I'm not doing it for a customer. Just take my time. I work on it usually. I live by myself, so I will watch a movie or something, have it on in the background while I'm sculpting. It helps. I like to keep busy. Alan has consumes when it comes to entertainment. That's a good idea. But I enjoy doing this now. So what I'm currently using is contact cement. I don't know if you went into great good detail, but the last thing you want to do is stick it on immediately. You want to let it get tacky. Usually takes about 10 minutes. Chad also have a lot of reference to look at. Good job, Mr. Lassiter. You search on the internet, look for werewolves. It also depends on how realistic you want to make it. What kind of nose? Do you want a short snout, long snout? Do you want big teeth, little teeth? Are you going to fur it, or are you going to sculpt the fur into it? These are all things you got to decide as you're going along. So one of the ways I can accelerate this is plug in. Hey, it is. And that helps make it stickier. That's about right. Heat gun really accelerates the process. You see how it's starting to turn a little white there? See how it's wet there? And then I come in and I hit this. See how it makes it a little white? That makes it sticky. So I can go in and attach it. Now if I'd done that when it was wet, when I took my hands off, it would just fall right off. Because of what I did here, it made it super tacky. Started the drying process between the two. You want to put it on both sides. Yes, it works. You want to do a full bond. It just puts a little bit in there and sticks it. And it works really well. We have, and by necessity, it's created in me an ethic to, I try to make things nigh indestructible. I've had guys break cages with rubber mallets. I'm like, how'd you do that? They don't know. They just get caught in the work hour. And in the werewolf show, we go full tilt into a wall. We have a building in our haunt where somebody had in 2 boards, just broke them into the building. It was ridiculous. So we try to make things. I got you done. Yeah, you're out of water.
Oh. Okay.
This should be glued on. It's trimmed off enough where these pop right up. This
Okay.
is loose, by the way. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll pull this off then and just give it a fix.
Okay. That, okay.
Let that dry all the way before you put them together.
I did. I used it. And I explained to the audience what I was doing. Just misses watching the majority of this live. What time do you normally come on?
Well, we're still going. You didn't miss the majority of nothing.
I work in the IT field. I'd be happy to help you with your streaming issues. You can PM me on Facebook, Chris. There you go.
Gotcha. I have some folks trying to help me. I'm just not smart enough to accept it. All right, so to make sure this stays on, I'm going to put a few zip ties in it. You're leaking on that mold. At least you were a little
It
bit.
was. It did. Yeah.
Zip ties will be in.
Everything is anymore.
Nope.
We need to. We need to make that happen.
That's good. I know we have a mechanical bond. I know we have a glue bond, but I want a mechanical bond there also.
Okay.
What's that?
Just unused. Like this.
So I now have holes that go all the way through this. Whenever you're doing Velcro or zip ties, think about the actors. Think about what's going to irritate them. Zip tie inside of the mask. I want it to be outside. Now I've got a real nice mechanical bond right there. And I'm also going to use that as a bit of a design feature too. So, you didn't glue that back yet, okay?
What?
You didn't hot glue that in yet?
No. Was it supposed to?
Well, yeah, at some point.
Sorry. I had to put back to my original text.
How dare you?
How dare I stay on task?
Now inside, you can barely see that zip tie, and it's sunk in enough that you're not even going to feel that. This is like L200. What this is this is actually going to be Harbor Freight, which is a store near us. It's like a cheap import store. But these are those interlocking foam floor tiles, which really is just about L200. I think it's a touch firmer than L200. Go. Now I know, and I want to find a design element for the top of the head and a little more for here. What I want in here is I want some kind of a rebreather device. So,
Should I brought the tubes? Here you go. Here's some tubes.
here's a tube, Jay.
Here's some tubes, eh? Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
What's fun?
This.
Oh, yes. A good strap there, eh?
Eh? Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
All right, so someone asked what time do I normally do these? Days and Thursdays. 7 p.m. Central. That is just about an hour after we get here and get started. That way I've got time to wrap up the top secret things. And I have time to, get in and get settled. Hopefully kiss the wife and then go to work. Dark hour haunted house in Plano, Texas. A thing to build a rebreather out of. And this one we'll look at a. Okay. And while I do appreciate the offer for IT help, the connectivity issues are mostly because I live in the freaking woods. I live out in the country. So it's not really easy to I don't have the best internet in the world. I'm working on it, and they are going to be able to get me better upload speed, but they're actually having to rearrange a tower on their end.
Hobbs Monster Camp and Sasquatch Refuge.
That's right.
So I live in the country, so I can provide Sasquatch.
Okay. So I got that going.
For those of you who don't know, I'm back here making mask paint.
Oh, you mixing up mask paint?
I am.
So much black paint.
Start somewhere.
That's going to be a nice.
Gallon
Get a 3 gallon container.
Yeah, and just mix.
I probably agree with you.
That'd be fantastic. It'd be so much easier.
These are brads that I'm going to use to hold this together. These are the kind that you put in and then you spread them out. That means that I'll have to put a little bit of fabric in here, inside of the mouthpiece. And the fabric will ensure that no actor gets bit by this.
Well,
Where they is, bro.
right there, yo.
Thanks, homie.
And not that. Woo, you can tell it's been hot. Oh man.
Ain't smelling good?
No, it's just running slow.
Oh.
Stick.
All right, so now, see how make sure that doesn't pop up and annoy the actor. Now this won't have a ton of holding power, but I'm actually going to just put some contact cement on the outside of this baby. Probably don't hear that every day. Not as often as you should, I say.
See right there, stuff like that's why I love working in this industry. Wheelbarrow with baby heads.
The bipolar Bushman. Hello again, sir. Good to see you on. Great to see you live again. Country living is awesome. The internet is always an issue. Yes. Hello from New Zealand. I might come visit you one day because everything I see on New Zealand just looks beautiful.
Ryan's got back in
Yeah?
there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. Picking up some of this fabric. All right, so I'm going to make a little bridge to fill this seam up. Right there. I'm just going to use some fabric to do it. I have a real heavy house, but it'll work just fine in this instance. A little bit of grunge factor. I'm not worried about the color of anything. You know, I just know that I'm going to paint the heck out of this. I'm not worried about.
There might be a little thing.
Well, here you're 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
I measure them all in plastic cups at the same height.
Okay,
That's worried about.
fine. Make sure it's really well mixed. Like get the lid on it, shake it up really good.
Yeah, your lid. It's this.
Well, there should be another one of those cups. Well, this little bit of fabric here is, yes, it's helping to hold the baby on, but you know, it's also, it's a different design element. Make sure you melt all the way through your baby's head. You don't want that to be halfway through the I'm using the soldering iron to melt through. Do it on latex masks all the time. Works, does smell terrible.
Half of what we do smells terrible.
It's very true.
I don't love pleasant smells. It's as bad as fiberglass, so. That's making me want to cry. Oh, no. No, it's actually really good.
Okay.
Wow, it's a simple language.
It's like you planned it.
It's like I know what I'm doing. Shh, don't tell anybody.
It's like that, but that can't be it.
That can't be true. can't be accurate.
Once again, guys, I have not abandoned you. As far as you know. I need to run this extension cord a different way so I get more length out of it. Okay, it's a giant mess. It's a giant mess. But we're working on it. We're gonna make Rob clean eventually.
There's
When I say we're working on it, that means I'm gonna have Rob do it.
yeah.
Thank you. Bit on the Dremel does a pretty good job also of making holes with less smell. Not no smell, just less.
Yeah, but you're also doing that because it's wider for the hoses.
Yeah, it'll also work well for the hoses. Well, that's interesting. The grinder stone just broke off.
On foam.
On foam. Pull it out. Well, no, latex. On latex. Plop right out of there. Yeah. Okay. So this guy I know also needs power, because I will need him here for a little bit. And I'm going to pipes out of each side. They're going to have to go through here and probably around to the back of the head, where I'll put another couple little blocks. One out of there.
Okay. I did not expect it to be glass.
Luckily, the masks that I am making are from a dystopian future. So I don't think they're as big on measuring. And I say that to myself because I'm not big on measuring.
Just got time for numbers.
So these 4 pieces are about the same size. And these are going to be little blocks that I put on, and then I run the hose through them so that they carry the tube to the back. I'm just nipping off the corners for design purposes. It'll look better, a little more professional. I want the flattest possible surface to glue against the helmet. Now, I have 2 pairs of these guys.
This is really nice stuff.
Yeah.
Ah, that idea.
And that'll be a guide for my hoses. So those are glued to the mast, and the hoses will come out of the head, back through the How much are you basing out?
Just this one.
Gosh.
But I need to clean the gun to do it. As per usual.
see if I missed any comments. So tonight, the first thing that I worked on was I painted up a tree creature mask. And now I am working on one of my apocalypse masks. And this is just a mask that will go to a haunted house. And it is like a futuristic, rusty type mask. It's fun. That's what it is, man. Lots of maker geeks. Gotta love it, Bipolar Bushman. Hello, Annie.
Is she okay?
Cave wall using poly and would appreciate any tips. Chris, when you say poly, do you mean like foam insulation, like spray foam? I do have a video on that. It's actually one of, not my first movies, but it's a couple years back for sure, at least 5 years ago, maybe 6. And it's titled Cave something. You know, I think it's like making a cave or whatever. But yeah, I spray a whole cave with it. Fun stuff. You'll notice I'm not really a super stickler for precision on these guys. I want them to look a little Mad Max, a little welded together.
I think the baby respirator may be my favorite.
You haven't even seen it done yet.
I know, but I just like the concept.
It's all fun and games, so a creature jumps out of the baby respirator. The environment's so bad you gotta breathe through a baby to make it better. That's a pretty rough environment.
Shiny and chrome.
What's shiny and chrome?
I'm quoting Fury Road.
Oh. I haven't seen Fury Road yet.
You're missing out.
I make a lot of these videos. I'm busy doing stuff.
Well, there's no monsters and there's no sword fighting.
You know what I'm watching right now? I'm watching Hemlock Grove.
I tried to watch that.
I'm watching, it's a little slow. It's slow paced, I ain't gonna lie. But I'm watching like one episode a night right before I go to bed. While I work on like messages and emails and things. I get all that stuff done while I'm watching Hemlock Grove. Which is, it's a fun show. I'm in like, I think I'm like 10 or 11 episodes in, and I have no idea what's going on. So I can't give you any spoilers because I don't know. See how nice that works right there? Go. Good deal. Check it out. What did you miss, Vanishing Gates? I'm working on some more apocalypse masks. What you missed was I painted up the head of a tree creature right over here. I'll show that to the camera a little more later. Okay. Boom, shalaka-laka. But yeah, this is these apocalypse masks are they're fun, in my opinion. I did paint those already, so I'm just gonna paint this. God, I hate it when they drop off like that. Okay.
when I did it, I showed him on the video how it looked wet, and then once I hit him with the heat gun, how it changes color.
Ah, I don't do that.
I'm trying to
You're
help.
babying them. They're gonna learn for themselves. That's actually very good, right?
Okay. You ugly little witch.
Okay, see now that's gonna hold that bottom together, nice and snug, lovely.
That's done. Nothing else is getting faced out tonight. I know of.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah. Either way, this thing's clean and ready to go. And full.
Like my belly is gonna be sometime this year. All right, so I have these nice brackets running around the head, and that should give me enough color on this mask. Color meaning decoration. Once I add tubery. Those are dark, like my jokes.
I have a pair of glass goggles from World War II. I would not let you tear them up.
Don't bring them here.
No. I don't bring anything here I don't want you to tear up.
Right.
You're like, oh, that would great in a mask. It's an antique. Oh, sure brought it. You know what? I'll sacrifice this to
Sacrifice what?
my hair tie to put the plastic on this.
There was a time when I needed a hair tie. Not just for my beard.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I get more annoyed at my long hair than every day.
I have no doubt. Sorry guys. Yes, the stream dies sometimes, but don't go away. As soon as I see that it died, I come right back. I'd have to hit a couple buttons to make it go live again. So I'm sorry guys. Okay. Well, you guys can see I'm threading this through. Let's cut a little bit out so it'll compress a little better. But I will also just wallow this out a bit with the soldering iron. Give me a little bit more room to play with. So there we go, that's good. I'll do one more of those.
Back in the baby, they could have said,
Yes. Are you surprised you found a back of a baby head in my garbage can?
no, just surprised I recognized. funny is these have these little plastic rings on them. They're used to hold everything in place.
Mm-hmm.
This one. I have two of them.
Yeah. That's the hope.
That's
That's how I do it.
fortune killer.
See how I'm getting some visual look off of these tubes? That's going to be nice. I get non-visual looks. Worry. And the goal is for this all to go together like it actually does something mechanically. It of course doesn't.
And you put servos in it.
You could. I could put servos in this and make it move, but not for the price point that I'm selling.
That's true.
So this guy is set now aside from paint. See that? It's fairly inexpensive as well, and I'm happy with that. They also have it at Home Depot. This is meant for hiding your electrical lines.
So I will not be here next Tuesday.
Sure, going on next Tuesday, Rob.
I am not, I can't, I'll tell you off camera.
Oh, you gotta go to court.
No, I've ruined the surprise for all the other teams. I said. Told you about it a while ago. I have to be in costume recently.
Nice. Nice. I had to be in costume today. It was terrible.
Carl's an easy, comfortable character.
In a manner.
Physically comfortable.
Yes.
Socially awkward as hell, but
Right.
physically not an uncomfortable costume. Can we throw it together like in 5 minutes?
I did.
And look where it's going.
One night when I threw my back out. Meant I couldn't be on stilts. I developed a character called Carl Cleaver,
And now he has his own mind.
who in very small circles is infamous.
Small circles of people can dress up with.
The soldering iron, I just used to put a couple more details in there.
That looks like something straight out of Borderlands.
Yeah, I like the smooth heads on stuff, but the next one texture-wise. All right, so now these come on. I'm going to hit this with a leak seal or undercarriage spray, something that is going to give it some texture as well. So I want these to be extremely rusty. It's also going to make all this one color, and it's going to add a texture that will allow this to look rusty. How you doing, Rob?
Pretty good. So I popped out all the glass, trimmed these to these, then I'm putting these back behind.
Make sure your squares lined up. Got me?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they weren't. I didn't see them.
No, they weren't.
Okay.
It wasn't quite to that state. Straight up and down. And the one that I'm using is pre-rusted.
Great. It's at the wrong place, the wrong time, I bet.
It happens in here often. You know what?
What's that?
I'm gonna hot glue them, but I think they're fitted in there so well.
They're pretty snug.
Yeah, because I'm putting the ring that was holding the glass in back in place and slipping in. I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with
Okay, so now that he's all black, it looks kind of like a thing, you know? And these guys are sitting here, so I'm going to black them up while I got them here.
before I glue them.
Cool, look good. That has to dry. I really can't do too much until that dries up a good bit. Oh, I can clean up. Certainly not all this is garbage, but some of it is. Excellent. So two of the hallmarks for this line is that they have to have some kind of a respirator and they have to have some kind of goggles. So both of those requirements have to be met before I call it an apocalypse mask. Now, vanishing earlier, what I was up to in the very beginning, I painted this mask. This is my tree creature mask. It goes with that bodysuit right over there, and there are many parts to it. And then goggles ready to go?
Yeah. You want them?
Yeah.
Working on the second set right now.
Thank you.
Then I'll pull that tree, that leg, trim it.
Okay.
Keep adding things to the list.
Yes. You've noticed. Correct.
Yes, I've noticed. Eventually, if I forget something, I'll get to yelling.
Right. I'll get to yell at you if you forget something. That's my plan. Hello, wife. Rob, can you move those two shoulder pieces so you can set those paninis
Yes, I
down?
can. Paninis take precedence over shoulders.
Yes, steak and chicken.
Hooray! Food is here.
If I don't feed Rob.
All progress. Well, he'll stop showing up.
I'll die.
That's how it goes.
Alright, here you go, boys.
Thanks, wife.
Oh.
That's immediately wife. Oh, well, a wife who is so lovely. Lovely.
Yeah, she had enough, didn't she? That's awesome.
How's that panini, Rob?
Mhm.
I'll take that as a halfway decent.
She makes a great thing.
And I don't have a 100% solid plan as far as how this is going to go and what goes where. I'm letting it tell me what to do a little bit. There's a lot of projects where I'm like, I must enforce my will upon the clay, like when I'm sculpting. Because clay is mud, it's going to try and boss you around. And say, no, I want to make a lump right here. And a lot of sculptors will say, okay, I'll let that lump live. No, not in this house. Because will I sculpting or did I let it happen? And if I keep letting stuff happen, it's going to push me off of the design that I want to be. This first to dry this up. And as soon as this is dry, we'll go to this one. And I'm doing that one first because this one I'm also going to heat up. And it's actually going to help this stretch and be shaped and molded to a shape that I want it to be. Which is conforming, this straight piece of foam is then going to conform to this curve that is in here. That's it. And that also helps me by spanning these two pieces that are glued together. It spans them. And it's just about perfect in length for a strap to go from front to back. I'm going to use one of my factory edges. And to keep that fairly straight, what I do is I put the edge of my finger on it, and I just don't move that finger. And I run it all the way down. And that's how I can get a strip cut that's pretty even. If I just had my hand up in the air, it'd be a little bit wavy. And I did that on one of them. I'm not a fan of that as much. How's that sandwich, Rob?
You wait till I take a break, Josh.
I did. I was watching, actually.
They're fantastic. Be jealous. Be your audience.
So these are very much like wasteland masks. You might have heard of Wasteland Weekend or something like that. And that's a big festival where people wear this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you've never seen Fury Road.
No. On the cord.
Best bard ever.
Bard?
Yes.
Oh, and Morton Joe?
No.
Oh, who's that?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but he wears long johns and plays a flaming guitar. You need to see this movie.
Okay.
I can't help it. I equate everything to D&D terms.
Can't help what?
Can't help it. I equate everything to D&D terms. How long somebody will be like, oh, they failed their work, they're saved.
That is perfectly understandable. Okay, so now this helmet is taking on a little more of its own personality, and this guy is going to get some other stuff to happen. Thank you, James. I'm glad you like the tree mask. I appreciate it, sir. Hello from Rockport. Is that Rockport, Texas, John? Yes, it's the interlocking foam flooring. Scott, yes, the CPAP tubes work, but they also make this in a bigger size. So this is, I think, 3/8, and they make it in 3/4 inch, which is a real nice size. I've got some gray, I think it's 1.25 right over here. That's really good stuff right there. I don't use a ton of that, but it's good stuff.
Products are cheaper than CPAP.
Yeah, because of medical use, it just costs more.
Right.
So Rob, what are you working on?
Making your goggles?
Can you do that right over here so that I can eat a sandwich?
Yeah.
And then you can talk to the lovely people? And Harry Beastie?
Very decent.
Yeah. The lovely people and Harry Beastie.
Man, y'all missing out on some sandwiches. Alright, so I'm making his goggles. Here's a set that's already completed, as you can see. I'm currently in the stage where I'm
About $4 or $5 a pair.
$4 or $5 per pair. These are nice. There's glass in them. I had to break them out. That's pretty cool. But what I'm doing is I've taken the glass out of the goggles, and I'm trimming the grid pattern or the plastic to fit. Now these are the grommets, or I don't know what you do, but they were in there to keep the glass in place. So as you can see, I've now trimmed this to fit that circle. I'll show you better. So, because I've trimmed it in that way, I can now go in. There is a front and a back to these things. And go in and fit it right into that slot in which the glass used to lay. Just like that. Then, or grommet or whatever it is. And I put it out of the way, strap. Out of the way, strap. Then I put it in there, and it now holds that into place instead of the glass, which allows me to turn it and hold it into place. Then I will go secure that with hot glue. Anybody have any questions about that? Those paninis are so good. So good. Man. Shannon can cook. I mean, look at Al. Does he look like a man that goes hungry? No, sir. He does not. I assure you. I have a lovely home here. I'm privileged to be here to work in it. All right, now Alan was pretty adamant, but I'm fish. Nice. Pretty adamant he wants them to look the same direction. So, turning. Just line it up to that and that. Now what's funny is when you put them on, these aren't secured in there right now, but you can see that they're even. What's funny is you can see these are even, but then when you put them on, they tend to tilt a little bit. Which means if I want them to look straight when you put them on, should probably offset them a little bit. That's messed up. That's messed up. But John Clark, message retracted. Okay. Must not have been entertaining. All right. So, I gotta go over here and hot glue these real quick. I didn't abandon you. Did not abandon you. Just a little bit of hot glue. Hold in place. I don't know about anybody else, but I really hate how hot glue leaves little stringers everywhere. I find it annoying. There we go. So now I pull off all the little hairs, the little webbing.
Didn't know if you had a bottle of water, so I brought you one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got this done. See if there's any more messages. But and now, wait. Is there an easier way to have done this? That shouldn't spin. Why should it go this way? Oh no. But there it is. Alan's currently finishing a panini. You've got a second set
More.
I'm sure there are some. These are fun. Were these welding gloves?
Yeah. So I take them apart and I do big screen on the inside and little screen on the outside.
So fun. These are so fun.
Here, show them this.
Ah, this is in process. Look at this bad boy. Now this was a welder's helmet. You know what's funny is that gray looks like you put a mustache on it.
Till I paint it.
Now that's a cool mask. Because you could do that and drink your water bottle, and then I'm right back to haunting. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I like that. Man, what'd you use there?
Where?
The gray.
Epoxy putty, steel stick.
The steel stick?
Mm-hmm.
They don't make many foggers yet, do they? Like many personal foggers?
Vapes.
Vaporizers?
A vape.
Oh,
It's a mini fogger.
I guess so. I don't vape. I'm old school. I get my cancer like my dad got it. That's not funny.
From cigarettes?
His cigarettes.
I don't know your dad. I think it's hilarious.
Actually, my dad never got cancer. My mom did, though, but whatever. All right. So. All right. I'll let you get back into this.
Same as the others.
That's. He did not abandon you, I swear. Please don't go away.
What if I did?
Oh. 29 of you? No. John Clark said thanks. Ryan Squarescott. Hot glue cheaper, better than super glue? Question?
Depends on what you're using it for. Is it cheaper than super glue? Yes. Is it, depends on what you're using it for, if it's better or not. I can neither confirm nor deny the hot glueness of it.
In my benefits, I would say that super glue may not provide as strong of secure, but the hot glue gun, you have to wait for it to heat up, and you get strings on it, and I feel like it doesn't have the best control tip like super glue does. But again, as Alan says, it depends on what you're using.
And hot glue has some flex. Super glue has no flex.
Now, I have used super glue recently in something, and it failed me.
What you use it in?
when I was repairing my woven teeth for the show, the first night I put just a really thin ribbon of super glue on the bottom teeth, and about halfway through the night, when I bit down, it came loose. It came off.
Gotcha.
So I went back and did a much thicker bead the next day, and it seems to have held up. But that was frustrating in the middle of a show to lose your teeth.
I can imagine. Okay, now I cut that just a little bit long. So I have a trick I'm going to do to make a nice edge on this. This is the same type of foam, but it's not as thick. This is 3 millimeter, I think, right there, from Hobby Lobby, which is a store near us. And I'm cutting them at a 45-degree angle. So when I glue them together, it'll make a nice blade edge. A point. Happy to not just cut my thumb off. I considered it, decided against it. Now I can do this number or that number. I'll probably do the second one. Sorry, told you I'd come back. I hate it when that happens. But anyway, yes. Hello, Ryan Scare Squad. So these little pieces here, I'm going to put on the inside of them once I get them glued together. These will be like gussets or buttresses. On those, I'm really just trying to get the glue dry. And I'm going to put these together right here on the table because I want that front edge to be flat. There might be some little holes and gaps in it, but because I did not, cut with a straight edge or anything. But I am going to get, hello, Nora. See, that's a sharper piece than it would be if I just bent it over. Guys, here, these two little tabs. Get them very warm so they can go in and be a gusset. Nora says hello, Rob.
Hey, Nora. Hey, baby. How you doing?
Nora and Rob are gross because they like each other.
We do. Quite a bit. Love her to death.
Okay.
Someday she'll kill me, I'm sure.
No doubt.
No doubt.
She looks like the stabby type.
She's a little savvy.
All the good ones are stabby. Okay, see? Like a weird Ninja Raiden-y mask. I think I like this way. What do you guys think? I like that way too. I agree with you. even though none of you answered. The brand of contact cement that I kind of like the best is Weldwood contact cement. I buy it from Home Depot here in the States. I know many of you guys are not in the States, so I can't tell you where to buy your contact cement. But Weldwood is a pretty good brand. And I know what you're thinking. Right now you're thinking, Alan, what the heck? You got to have room for the goggles. Yes, I'm going to cut this to make room for the goggles. Because that's going to make it look more planned, more natural. Now, can I cut this foam with the soldering iron? Will that be clean? It'll take forever. You know me, I don't like stuff that takes forever.
Favorite color is done.
That's right. Finished is my favorite color. Finished is way more important than perfect. Bring our goggles down now. Feels pretty good. I like it a lot.
Are we gonna need any more of these tree monsters? Tree parts here?
I need 2 of those. You got 2 of those poured up?
Well, there's that one. And there's
Then
this
no. Oh, no, that's set. Monster, I heard plant creature. Nice. That's good. I'm happy with that. That's a good look too. It's pretty clean. What's important to me is that you have plenty of breathing at the bottom and at the top. So fake toes, think wiggle toes out of a cut-off boot. Yeah, that happens. I could see that happening. It might look a little comical, so be careful with that end of it. Other than that, you should be fine. Nope, they never do. Don't forget which ways you had to pull it. So
What?
if you want to look at the original,
Yeah, which ways I have to pull?
well, it's all these different ledges.
Oh yeah.
So you have to know which way you pull each ledge.
Right now, I'm trying to ease.
Okay. If I get 2 of these guys done tonight, that's not terrible. My hope is to get 3 of these guys built this evening, and that will be good.
You're on a pretty good clip. It's 8 o'clock. You're doing good, Rick.
Yeah. My math tells me that on a full work day, 8 to 10 hours in the shop, I can get 5 of these done. I don't normally do a full work day after work. I only do about, 7 or 8 masks. I mean, I only do about 3 or 4 hours. What I am working on is apocalypse masks is what I'm doing. Hello, Horror Beauty FX. You are also kind of a regular. That was kind of a regular, not kind of irregular, because I don't know your body schedule. Hallelujah.
Okay. This one has the spikes.
All right. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know when I made it.
But not just now?
No, I was just letting you know.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to put some of these guys on for support across the top of the head. That'll also be kind of a nice look, I think. And it'll add me some detail.
Ta-da.
Great. Don't base it out tonight. I wouldn't bother. We'll do another day.
Oh, it's not just.
Come over there, put an apocalypse mask on, and start decorating.
Okay. Like from ground zero or?
From this,
That.
from the where you from just from the foam helmet, like I'm doing,
Oh, okay.
and you can take these goggles for yours.
Goggles.
You be taking the goggles.
They do nothing.
Now I don't care about extra contact cement. I'll just cover this whole thing. I ain't scared. Extra contact cement. It's just going to add some texture that I want to add later anyway, and when I make this look a little rusty. These guys are going to look very uber rusty. Uber rusty. So I got a YouTube notification that my channel was banned in several countries for violence and gore. Okay.
Maybe stop saying, hey, you want to sleep on it?
Hey, you want to see that body? Yeah, maybe I should stop doing it. Could be something to do with it. You never know.
Maybe. Violence, huh?
Yeah, so apparently I'm not big in Egypt. All those Egyptian haunters are missing out. I almost actually went to Qatar to do a haunted house in some kind of a big racing event that they have. It would have been in like a Midway or something.
That would have been fun.
Well, the week I was supposed to go is a week that the United States closed all their embassies. I'm like, okay, none of that. Not the week I was supposed to go, but the week I was supposed to sign the contract.
I'm like, you know what? We're good.
Horror Beauty, I'm doing lovely this evening. Thank you for asking. Michelle McCallion. Hello. Oh, I think I tripped a breaker. Because, yeah, the AC is plugged in over here.
Can't live without that AC. And this is-
Rob, tell a story. I gotta go turn on the air conditioning.
Once there was a little girl.
Not that story.
Not that story. Story time. So, like I was saying earlier, we go really hard at dog days where everything gets broken. So being part of the build crew, or day crew as they call it at dark hour, we build a lot of the sets and things like that. And since we build the sets, we also do most of the repairs. And every time there's a show like the zombie show or the werewolf show, and everybody goes so crazy and aggressive, we come in and there's a central hallway we have with a dry erase board that has all the repairs we have to do on it. The first weekend of the dog day show, we have our haunt broke up into 3 major sections, and then there's the other haunt, Carl's, and that board was filled with broken stuff.
Because they're excited.
It took us the better part of about 4 hours, me and 3 other guys, to fix everything. And we had to do all that before the show opened up that night. Thankfully, the following week, there was a lot less damage because we went in and we were like, nope, that's not happening again. And there's a guy we work with. He used to be on the videos with us a lot, named Chris Sloan. That's our standard. We say we got to make things Chris Sloan proof. Because that guy broke a spark cage with a rubber hammer. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Indeed. He's also our stilt coordinator.
He is. Some of you might have run into us at conventions, and usually if there's 2 guys on stilts at Alan's booth, it's me and Chris Sloan. That's what we do. We're stilt guys.
And I'm just cutting this in so it looks on purpose. You know, all these pieces they're just for decor. Now some of them are strategically hiding other pieces, so I don't necessarily need people to see. Like there's little seams up on top here. I'll make sure that they hide all those. Also look a lot like nice little ribs.
All right, Elwood, make it happen.
This is, you realize what's happening right now, Rob, right? This is an audition.
Yeah. Let's see if I can make music.
See if you understand the form language, or the design language, as it's called. And if you have Pinterest on, you have a board for ideas and stuff called containment.
So it's got to have a respirator and goggles.
It's got to have a respirator and goggles. It also has to look like it's from the same universe as everybody else. There you go. Now this one has goggles. Right now I don't have any kind of a respirator on this, but I'm probably about to fix that. Well, I'm definitely about to fix that. I just said I was going to fix it, didn't I? Okay. Like the baby. Baby's good. Okay. Find something to make a respirator out of.
Nice, sharp blade right here.
Next time you have to tell a story, Horror Beauty FX wants you to make it a good horror story.
Horror story. I might have one or two of those.
I like to be at play.
Does it have to be original, or can it be other authors?
I guess it could be others.
Because I have a few on there.
So, I have a comment here. Powdered cinnamon glued on makes great rust, and it makes your stuff smell like Christmas. I'd imagine that it does. I don't think that would make, like, I don't like paper mache because animals like to eat it. I don't think that you would get a lot of that from doing cinnamon. Cinnamon would put you in the same category of tastiness. What do you think, Rob?
Cinnamon?
Yeah.
I think it would be good if we were doing a post-apocalyptic Christmas show.
Ooh, post-apocalyptic Christmas.
I like that idea, actually. You're really good.
Okay, look what I found. These guys. These are going to be great. These are going to be big, but they're good for respirators. Hey, we don't mind generating. I think this will work. They are on the large side. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're big. But I don't think that's bad. Let's see. Maybe I'll just do one. Was one the loneliest number?
Beatles said.
What else they said? Oh, second shot.
Oh, that's what John Lennon said.
Well, one of them. The group thing.
Is it there? No, John Ringo's got some song about the beautiful time of the year. Little something.
That yellow submarine is what we call our air compressor at dark hour.
It is.
Because it's as big as a yellow submarine.
Yes, we don't do this. We have more air compressor than we
We do. We are over air. We're one of the few haunted houses that is over air compressor.
I mean, it is ridiculous. You said you run at 30%?
About 13%.
13%.
Yeah. All right, so I'm getting my soldering iron heated up because I'm going to use the soldering iron to help me this onto the foam. That's gonna help.
If I need I got beetle stuck in my head. Thanks. Thanks, Alan. Thanks for that.
So these guys are going to go on either side right here. So I'm going to do a couple points where I can hook them together.
I have thoughts. I'm thinking. I got thoughts.
Rob is making his last apocalypse mask over there in the corner. Be the last one that he makes. So
now you don't know.
hope he enjoys himself.
It might be awesome. You don't know. Wait till it's finished. Joy. The Valkyries.
Dun, da, 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 dun, da, 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 da. No. I say nay nay.
The same.
Okay. Don't just look at these.
I wasn't.
A lot more to look at.
I was looking at how you test.
You always want a mechanical bond of some kind.
Yeah.
Takes more work than glue. So I put those gussets in. I'm going through 2 layers of this 3mm foam, which actually, hopefully, these two I can just do together. All right, so I've actually set these guys up so I can use zip ties to hold this together. And some glue. You know what? I have used spray can lids before, and that's where I was going to go because they would be a good size for this if I didn't find something else. But I think these look good. And I like their oversizedness.
Okay. You have another soldering iron somewhere, yes?
I'm about to give you this one.
Okay.
Here, take this too.
We're gonna make some delightful smells here in a second.
Yeah, all the good smells. Smells like cancer. Wear a respirator if you're doing this at home. And not one you made like I'm doing. Wear one that actually works. Do I see where I'm headed with this yet?
So I can hear. God.
The audience. We have to walk a fine line between.
Mouth boobs.
Yeah, mouth boobs. Fight was the myth. Mouth boobs. The only thing that I normally let pressure fit in, Rob, is the tubes. I'll make the hole just the right size and pressure fit in the tubes.
Like that?
Yep. Give yourself a good 1.5 inches inside of the container, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'll add a little hot fluid to it as well.
Yeah. What was that noise?
Huh?
So gang, I'm not talking as much because I actually have to concentrate on this design. There's some things that I make where I can just jabber on, but not these guys. Because I don't have them all built in my head. A paint scheme, normally I've got under control and I know what I'm doing when I'm going into it, but not for the build of these. But I do think they're going to look nice.
Not quite that.
And you guys can't even see what I'm doing. Okay. It does look a bit like a bug. A lot of these look like bugs. They got these big round eyes, and I make mouth parts and stuff. Yeah, a bug is a very common theme, especially even with this is very, carapace-like. Rob, can you get this on your head? Would you mind trying this on and tell me if I screwed up or not?
Mouth boobs.
Mouth boobs. It won't be pretty flexible.
That
Not everybody has my giant melon. You are correct. Can I have that glue back?
Yes, and then it's at a critical stage.
Okay.
Where did I put it? It's right there.
Oh. I make sure that the paint that I use is flexible too, so it will still have some bend and flex. I want it to look like rusted metal, but it will not. I want it to look like rusted metal, but it will be flexible to a degree. I'm hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing. I don't know any more words to that song.
Sure it's still in love with me. It's as sweet as can be.
Sounds right.
Waiting for love.
This is just backer rod. It's foam. It's not tubes. It's foam rods. Now, some types of foam will be eaten by contact cement, but that is your expanded poly and extruded polystyrene, which none of this foam is that. These are all almost a polyethylene foam. This lip right here looks like a container. So I'm going to use this stuff to go around that and make it look less like a container. This has to dry. We'll just let that sit right there. And now go around there, and then I need something to attach my hoses to. I'm going to put hose in this again. And I'll probably just have a hose coming out of the end of it. Hose coming out of each end. You know what? No, I'll do a hose out of the side. And I'll run it around the back of the head again. And I will put a little piece back there. Just like I did before, I'm going to set up a couple of rectangles to use as a hose guide. There's two. 1, 2. And right here. You know what? I'll actually do this as a double. So, come with me. You want to see a dead body?
So you got banned in Egypt. What you
A
doing?
channel so fun, he got banned in Egypt. You have any visual reference you're working with for this?
Other than that, I just want to get organized.
You're looking at it. It's in your head, it's not reference. Just saying. I bet it's okay. I'm having Rob look up a little bit of visual reference, just to make sure he has the. I'm not saying that he doesn't. The visual reference is always your friend.
Yeah. We'll see this.
But like, what from that are you using?
Basic mass imagery. I've played that game.
What's that game?
Borderlands.
Gotcha. I've never played Borderlands.
No.
Post-apocalyptic?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. It's no good.
Okay. I had to use a soldering iron, so we went to visit Rob. Now we're done visiting Rob. It's the weekend. He goes back to his dad.
God, what an awful day.
Okay, so I made these.
I made this. I made this for you. Yeah, I want you guys to see it.
Anyway, yeah, I made this. And I'm going to glue these right here. Hose is going to come out of the top or front, up and around, and then into this, out the back, and then back into down here. So it'll look like they're kind of going to the back of the head, but they're not. I'm taking it. You know what I might do? I might take one of these little quart containers of contact cement and dump about a third of it out, and then put sawdust in the rest. And what a great paint-on texture that would be for sawdust.
That would be awesome.
Because sometimes I don't get enough texture on these, and that hurts. Ooh, love hurts. Gamer Play, we have not yet announced our Halloween theme,
No.
but I will mention it quietly here to these 23 people. The main witch is going to be a nightmare witch, and so she has control of people's nightmares, and either making them face them in the nightmare or bringing them into reality. And people don't want to sleep so much that they go insane from sleep deprivation. So we have the Nightmare Witch classic Halloween theme with a side of an asylum from people who have gone magically insane. Aren't you sad you asked? But only you guys know that.
So don't tell me about it.
You don't tell anybody. We have truly not announced that yet.
Yeah.
Like, not even to our cast.
Yeah, our cast doesn't.
They don't know yet. They will. So, you know, that little circle there, that really helps. That makes this feel like a different kind of thing. Wunderbar. You guys probably forgot that I did these, right? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Everton, Joe.
You still haven't seen nothing.
No, I haven't seen that one.
And you're missing out.
I am missing out. I'm a misser outer.
It is
That's
so
how I
good.
roll.
It is so good.
So let's just see this with the goggles on, and I have to make sure that where I put where I had planned to put my cord holders. Yeah, see, I was going to put my cord holders right there, and now I've got to move them down. It's okay. I still have glue. I don't have any more glue. That was a lie. The glue is a lie. It's like the cake.
Nice, portal reference.
Well, thank you.
I don't really expect to pick those out of you.
I don't play video games, but I do keep up my pop culture. Important for what we do.
It is. That's why I think for what you're making, you should go watch. Here you go.
For that time that we shared contact cement,
Yeah.
those were good times. Okay. You have a stronger bond and then popular glassing.
I can see that.
Or solder a circle and really sink this in. That's just glued on it.
Okay.
Push it in there to make a circle so you see where to
Yeah.
do it. You know what I mean?
I did that. See the circle.
I saw the circle. It opened up my eyes and I saw the circle. And what that song is?
Really bad ace of base.
Was a really bad ace of base, you're right. Well done.
I too.
A third movement band of some kind.
What?
They have ties about Nazism,
Well, so is our president.
and the band Ace of Base. Please keep your political views off of my YouTube channel.
Sorry.
Their name apparently refers to a German air base of some kind. So interesting. I'm like, man, I really like them. Perhaps I'm a terrible person.
Perhaps. I've never heard any of that. Of course, I haven't done a lot of research on that band, so I'm not saying you're wrong.
Oh, you are too.
I'm saying that seems strange.
It is strange.
I guess we now figured out what the sign was.
It's good. Horror, beauty, all of our themes have to do with witches in some way. We like us some witches. We have one path, but we're a big show. We're in a 50,000 square foot building, and about 30,000 of that is show space. So, yeah. These are not well supported, so I'm going to make a little ramp behind them. A buttress, if you will. Buttress, I barely know this.
Flying buttress.
No. It's an active, it's be a buttress.
I
No.
did say.
Cab out in the wilderness. So, I'm going to strengthen them. This is a cutout, because remember that hose is going to go in that one hole, around the corner, and out the other hole. But these will be put this way and should really help this stay on. Again, I'm not really worried about this being neat and clean. It can be really strong. So I think haunted houses are having a bit of an idea in horror movies. A lot of the horror that's out there right now is psychological horror. And you really can't, you don't have time to do that or develop characters or like big plot twists because you don't have time to develop it. When did haunted houses hit their stride? 80s and early 90s. What was happening? Slasher flicks and creature horror. Those things are replicatable in a haunted house. Yeah, you can have, you know, a masked killer jump out and attack people. That's not hard at all. So I think that we're kind of hurt a little bit by that. It's all, you know, psychological. You can do some stuff. What I need to do, I need to start laying out some of these goggle shapes in Inkscape
Yes.
and getting them laser cut. So the mask is all foam, and we sandwich in the, you know, the right thickness and depth.
That's a good idea.
Down the road,
You got plans.
like, man, you know what I need? Plans. On is time. And sometimes I dare say patience, energy. Are you using something electronic right now? I'll trade you the glue for the soldering iron.
I'm at a zip tie phase.
Because getting ready for my hoses. On top and then around and out the bottom, top. That's the way we do it. Money for nothing and chicks for free. That ain't looking. I don't think that that song would be as popular today. Money for nothing, and it's chicks for free. Isn't that the right words?
And your chicks for free.
Yeah. As if, like, normally you pay for chicks, but only if you're in a band do you get your chicks for free.
It's not the only thing you get for free in that situation.
Don't you guys like it's to build excitement? Or because I forgot and wasn't paying attention. You decide. Oh, I like you that. These two wires over here. That's good. And this might be dry enough now. Hello, window licker. It's good to see you on, sir. Just under 30 minutes. I actually think this year will be right at the 30-minute mark of the house, so I think we'll be right at that 28, 29 minutes, maybe even.
Backstage tour with the lights are shut.
Well, we haven't talked. I don't want all these guys to look like fighter pilots. You know, that's something that I'm really can get that fighter pilot look if you're not paying attention. Don't quite have the effect that I want, so I'm going to reinforce it further by putting a piece on the bottom. Pretty much the same way I did this piece with the gusset, but it'll be a gusset on top, and then it'll just be a gusset on top. I think that'll be enough. Boy,
Why is the position?
for this. I want to get those pieces flexible. The best way to do that is to heat them up. I'm waiting. Maybe a medieval doctor's beak that is a respirator. Almost like a post-apocalyptic plague doctor mask. That could be cool. Don't mind that at all. Hello, Bubbles. Do I remember right? It's Bubbles Samantha. Is that right?
Sounds like a clown name.
Uh-huh. Hooray! Can we turn that back on, the air conditioner?
Yeah. Okay. It's on.
Okay.
You did.
That's a good little bridge piece now. And I can straighten this up by just cutting off the overhang. Take a look at him all together. Now let's get the goggles off. Let's get some color on it. Let's black it out.
Are you using this stuff? What stuff?
will make everything the same. The truck bed liner, the Flex Seal, they're both really good about sticking to almost everything. Coating a rubber over this. It's a real thin spray coating, but it's a coating of rubber. Okay. It's the dipping. All right, so I've got two. Let me get this one set up. Perfect. Gamer play, I don't do Facebook Live as often because it depends on where I go Facebook Live. If I go onto my page, you can share it to Haunter's Hangout or share it to Latex Mask Central. But if I go on Haunter's Hangout, I can't share it to those other groups because that's not public. So YouTube is very public. I can go YouTube. It also uploads to my YouTube channel, which is very nice. So no, I don't go Facebook Live as much anymore. But so Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central, I go live for at least 2 hours. On Wednesdays, most of the time, I'll go Facebook Live on Haunter's Hangout. At about 7 p.m. Central. I think, yeah, this guy is set. Now it's all black, it's all sealed in together. Lovely. I'm going to move him out of the way, and I'm going to let this guy come to the forefront. With one layer of undercoating. Now I'm going to move the Flex Seal, which has a little more texture, same stuff. I'll get that nice flecking from this though, and it builds up a little better. Nice and thick and chunky, exactly what I want from this. Okay.
It's getting somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to do stuff on the sides.
And how do your goggles fit onto that?
Oh, right though.
Okay.
What? You put it right on there.
Yes. Give me your. Oh, here. Let me put that on.
It needs more on the sides.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Does it look a little bit like a space duck to you?
No, it does not look like a duck to me.
No?
No.
Not even after I said it?
No.
And this is right on my mouth, so you're going to have to work on some kind of breathing for this.
Okay.
Cannot be hard to breathe. Okay. Rod, come over here and show them your mask.
I'm not done with it.
I know, but your process. That is the start.
Yes.
We're going to figure it out.
It's not a space duck.
Cigarettes, it's awesome.
What?
Well, window liquor, I'm glad I'm on here too. I decided to kind of come back to YouTube a little bit. Not that I didn't like YouTube, it's just a matter of Facebook is so convenient. And now that YouTube is just as convenient, I'll use YouTube. Sorry, guys. I know I want the baby face to be chrome. What you thinking, Rob?
I'm clearing out now, okay?
And don't forget there's a mirror right in the bathroom if you open the door.
Right.
Don't let the frog out.
I'm not going to make it more breathable. Before I move forward.
I don't believe that. Now I'm putting some basic colors on here, but I know this is going to get obliterated when I rust it. You probably won't see any of this. But if you do, the detail's there. What you think, Rob?
Just
I think I've had 3 of those, and that's all I can do.
yeah.
I'm full.
I don't know why she makes one.
Lunches and breakfasts. That's why. So I'm just spray painting on my table. I'm using the liquid that makes to paint this. Again, spray paint will not eat this kind of foam. It just don't. I get asked that a lot about what eats what. Upholstery foam, you're fine. EVA foam, you are fine.
Good day.
Okay, so I'm hitting some of those details. Details. Oh, the danger right behind you. There's a stranger about to find you. Details.
Yeah, that's right about the right age for you.
If Rob sets on this burning soldering iron. I'll buy him lunch tomorrow. Sadly, that probably won't happen now because you warned him, Linda. Or who just warned him? Linda. Yep.
Yeah,
She said she has visions of someone sitting on that soldering iron.
my money's on Alan.
Odds are good. I do love sitting. Sitting is awesome. Sitting is one of my favorite things. Hello, Dozer. Are my art skills natural or did I go to college? I delivered pizza to a college once. That is about all that you're going to get from me on college. No, I've never been to any kind of an art school or college or anything like that. Never in my life. I'm a little even anti-college. I almost think as soon as you start teaching someone art, you're sucking some of their originality out of them. You know, you'll expose them to the same thing that everybody else is exposed to.
Yeah, I know people who agree.
One of the things that, you know, if you're all exposed to the same thing, then won't you all kind of make a little bit of the same kind of art? Yeah, you can be exposed to classics, and that'll help. But, sorry, guys.
False.
Well, yeah, I was using it.
Why wouldn't it work? That's what
I really want those chromy dead eyes today, because this makes me happy.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And I'm going to hit these goggles also. And then just the goggles get a nice misty, colory mysteryness. I have done a couple walkthroughs of Dark Hour. Normally I end up doing those on Facebook because it's easier. Maybe I'll do one on YouTube next time. Yes, that is a baby face. Yes, and it's not a dead baby. I think it's a doll's face they use as the base of a respirator. There we go. Totally Thunderdome-like, which is kind of what we're going for. So that's good. Let me come over here. So tomorrow during lunch, I pretty much have to run to Harbor Freight. Yeah. There are some supplies that I need. Supplies that I need in order to live.
Do they like roll out the red carpet, give you free coffee?
Some places. What I'm going to tomorrow does.
Oh, Alan's here.
They love me there.
Alan's
I had my buddy Jeff Boren went to a Harbor Freight in Arizona. Mentioned me, and the manager knew who I was from my YouTube channel. Because people come in and say, hey, this guy sent me here. What? tan.
You just do you, man.
You don't like the term sacred juice? Does that freak you out a little bit?
It's a little uncomfortable.
Too much? Okay. You know what? I don't want to do this until this is dry. If I do it now, I'm forcing it, and I will get inferior results. And I'm going to do it after. So, I'll put these on. That is so sexy. Isn't that sexy? Oh, yes. Oh, exciting. Ah. So happy I almost truffle shuffled.
I don't know, man.
Is it gooder?
There's no monsters in
Technically, there was a crack in it in the deleted scene that was edited out.
What?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Is it? I'm gonna check.
I know it kills me too, but you have to do the dust like they've all been driving it. See, now those are still shiny because he would have those down while he's riding or whatever it is that happens. Okay, but now I can diesel him up once this dries with saddle tan. Freakishly fabulous, very Bioshock, a la Mad.
I really enjoyed that game.
Window licker just said, "I'm sexy." Why? What's that? All right, so just so you guys could see, now that he's been dusted, see, the baby, his head is down enough to escape all the dustiness.
Because that's private. You have this drawer of just junk somewhere.
Sure do.
I like it how it's turned out.
Yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours is of course cool.
It has two.
Where's the goggles?
Uh,
The goggles, they do not sound. There it is.
Let me get him out of the way to dry. Is he second one?
Nah.
I've also found if I use, only like 6 colors or so on all of them, then they end up, they stay in that same world like I'm looking for.
You just have rack parts?
Hmm?
You just have rack parts?
Yeah, sometimes you need a little drawer full of rat parts. We start with the base coat of the shiny Goldie.
Actually, I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like a lot of texture is going to get added on the side of this one. I feel like if I do much more, it'll get too busy. What do you think? Think he's missing stuff here?
I think you need to find something like a circular drain and put on the end of that square.
I drilled holes in them.
I know.
And
I think you need to put like a circular drain on it to tie that in.
Circular drain.
Yeah. See if that fits on there. You fold those tabs over so it fits better.
Yes. Here, I should just bring stuff here.
I will make you take it home with you every night.
Would you?
I work so hard to keep this place from junking up.
No, it's stuff. Just add to the collection.
The whole point I'm making these is to decrease my collection. The goal is to get junk out of the house, not have more junk.
Oh, I get excited there is when you're looking at my junk.
No, not here, you ain't. So that guy, boy, what a ball of fabulousness he. Okay, so this guy, I mean, he's wise, so I don't mind that.
You don't like disco? Dystopia?
Burn, baby, burn. Disco dystopia. Burn, baby, burn. Here's the great thing. My fingers mess up the paint job. I don't care. Of your road dust of this evening.
Nice.
Road dust. Nice and white satin road dust.
You mean like that?
I think that looks good.
Okay. Now I get the truck bed line.
Yes.
But I'm going to move the paninis out of the way.
Also, you want your glass to stay clear.
No.
No, you want them like they're part of it.
I'll show you.
Okay.
You said cite a reference.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love this. Yeah, of course. Language. We're on the YouTubes.
Look at his armor. Do you see his armor?
With those big canubs.
Yeah, they're like that all over the place in Goggle.
Cool.
That's why I
Okay.
did it.
Great.
There was a method. It's madness.
Okay, so this guy is set up as much as that guy is. I am going to shade him a little bit. You know what? Yeah, he was blacked out. He was blacked out. Okay.
Moving your sandwiches.
Okay. And you know what? If you don't mind, take those back to the house.
Yeah, I don't want them to get
I think we're done,
paint.
and we're going to paint them. All right, so I've got some black. And I think this guy sets like right over his engine. And there's just this soot that comes up all the time. And that's why he needs a respirator. So everything underneath, more dimension to him that way. Now he's nowhere near done. There's so much more that has to happen on him. But he's getting there. I will rust them up next. But I'm not going to rust this evening. I'll rust tomorrow night when I have 4 or 5. Someone else actually recommended, this one is your favorite one so far, or the other one? The baby or this one? Okay. House. That's Robert Corey, and he used to work at Dan's haunted house. Robert, someone just asked, does that guy work at Dan's Haunted House?
I used to.
So he says he used to. Tell them why. Tell them what's going on. Where do you work now? What's happening in your life, Robert?
I work at Dark Hour. I was at Dan's Haunted House from the beginning, get that thing up and running. It was very awesome. It's a Japanese themed haunted house. If you Japanese themed, we don't do like, anime, or they don't do anime or the all based off Japanese mythology. Great bunch of guys over there. I recently went through some personal turmoil and ended up in a situation where it was financially difficult for me to travel to and from Lake Dallas. It was a 45-minute drive from where I lived. And I was lucky enough that I was offered a full-time job at Dark Hour. And so I started there, and I've been there ever since. I'll be there for this Halloween season. But if you're ever in Lake Dallas, check out Dan's Haunted House. It is a great haunt. I can't recommend it enough. Had a lot of fun, got a lot of great friends there. I love what they do. This is just kind of sputtering.
Turn it upside down.
Does that mean it's just one cup?
Yeah. When I do this one, he's going to get just a massive respirator. He's going to get a respirator that is life. I think that this is his respirator right here.
Wow.
To see this guy finish. We're not going to look at that tonight. We got to look at this. This is a helmet that I got, and I thought this was the base. I thought this would be a good base. I cannot hear anything. I feel like a lowrider. This doesn't like slide or anything. I don't know what this does. Maybe there's another piece that's supposed to slide in from it. Oh, that's a helmet, all right. I have no idea how this thing works or what it's supposed to do, but I thought it looked cool. Binding helmet.
Hello. Hey, I sprayed my straw.
It's delicious that way.
It's good.
I don't think I have the brain power to tackle him this evening. What time is it?
9:30.
Okay. He's drying?
Yeah, he's drunk. Not much, that's great. I'll probably prop it up now for
Yeah, get it all propped up. Now,
I like him. I don't
now you don't have him set on here square, and you're kicking this over. And you're going to train it to do that if you're not careful. You really can't mess up that finish. Just push it on there.
Where's this fix?
Come off when you painted it?
No. Is that supposed to?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so gang, real quick. Hi, everybody. So real quick, I'm going to go over what we accomplished this evening in, let's say, 4 hours. We got this guy built. He'll be rusted and finished painted tomorrow. Rusted and finished painted tomorrow. So this guy here. He has, of course, the flip up goggles. You need goggles. You need goggles to see where you're going, even though it will not stop like smoke. Might still get in your eyes, you'll be squinty. But at least with this way, you've got like no big rocks will go in. If you're worried about small rocks, you put this down, and then no small rocks will get in. Just like that. And then, oh, I'm a scary. Look at me, baby. I'm a scary. Look at me, baby. Okay. Knocked out this evening is we got this one painted. This was previously built, and it was base coated. That is my tree creature mask. I have a plant creature mask and a tree creature mask. Don't get them confused. And Rob got a mask built, but not quite painted yet. Because I don't let him too. So, yeah.
You also got a tree leg still cover for
Mm-hmm.
you. You got a witch made and painted.
Oh yeah, much more was done, but that's the back that's interesting. Pouring up and making masks. No one's interested in that.
All the grunt work.
Yeah, all the hard stuff.
Nobody cares about that.
Horror Beauty Effects says, looks good, Rob.
Thanks.
I think it'll look good when it's done. I can't wait to see the... So, with that said, I think now it's time to say goodbye. Anyway, goodbye. Say goodbye, Rob.
Goodbye, Rob.
Okay? Bye. And go make stuff!